to be showing you a quick little demo on how to do an Adobe Acrobat form. Adobe Acrobat can take forms that you have created in Word and add fields to them to make them locked down so people can't edit your text. A quick way of doing this is by using Microsoft Word and then importing that into Acrobat to let it make the form for you. Let me start with a quick little form. Name, date, do I like this video? Yes. No. From here we have a few quick little fields. You have name, date. With this, you have your basic form that you can start editing. So let's flip back over and save it. And go to File, Save As. And I prefer to save it as a PDF in this fashion. You can import Word documents directly into it, Adobe. However, it goes on ahead and change the fonts. So this is the best way of doing it so you don't have to worry about it. Now that I've got the folder selected, I'll go on ahead and save it into blah. From here I can close that out, or it actually opens up Adobe and then I can work with it directly from there. I'll maximize this. From here, to create a new form, click on Tools, then down to Forms, and click on Create. It's going to ask you if you want to use an existing file or scan a PDF or a paper form. We can just hit Next, and we're just going to use the current document. And Next. What you can see here is it automatically created a name and date field for us. Let's say you had a really complex form with a lot of different fields, and you want to keep those fields in order. You can rename them by either right-clicking and clicking on Rename Field, or over in the right is your tab order, and you can also highlight and click to change from there too. Next one is a date field. Well, I don't want to use just normal text, so I'm going to go Date, Properties, click on Format, and the format category I can drop down to Date, and I can change the type of date that I want. And hit Close, and that's set to a date field. Well, I have a spot here which looks like it'll be for a radio button. Acrobat doesn't import radio buttons from forms at all, and so you have to manually add those in. To do that, you click on the radio button and select where you want it. You can resize it a little bit, which I prefer to do. And then once I resize it, I just make a copy of that same one, select out, and do a Control V and paste. And with this, I'm just using my arrow keys to move the field back over to the left and back down to get it kind of lined up. Once I have that, I can highlight both of them, right click, go to Align, and say Align to the bottom. Now then, both of them are lined up. They both look a little low, so let me raise them up just a touch. There. When you look over at the right, at the tab order, you can see that they're part of the same group. I have Group 1, and then Choice 1, and another Choice 1. Well, I want to change the group name. So I'm going to change it to, like, the video. That changes the video type on them, or changes the form name. From there, I'm going to change Choice 1 to say yes, or Radio Button 1, and Radio Button 2 to say no. So, I can click on Preview, and from here, and I can also try typing in a date there that's not a date. It tells me to make sure that it's in the correct format. So let's just say 12/23/12, and notice it still says that. So 12/23/2012. It'll go on ahead and change the dashes to slashes like I want. You have the radio button. Notice when I'm clicking it, they are changing back and forth. I can click back into the edit field, and then it goes back to the original form. From here, you notice that the form is still filled out. Well, we don't want the form to be filled out, and we want to have a user be able to clear the form. So we're going to add in a little button. We're just going to drag this on over into here, and we're just going to call it Reset Form. Now then, you see how it says Reset Form in there? That's not actually going to show up. See, it comes up blank. All you have to do is right click on it, go to Properties, and go to Options. The label state is what shows up as a button name. So I type that in there, and now then we have this. But notice it doesn't do anything yet. Click back into Edit, right click on it, go to Properties, and we want to go to Options. For the trigger, we're going to say Mouse Up, and we can click the drop down for the Select Action, and I'm going to say Reset a Form and hit Add. It's going to ask us what fields we want to reset, and we'll just leave them all selected and hit Close. So now then, when we click it and hit Reset Form, that clears out our form. Go back to Edit. Okay, so now we have our form done. So let's go ahead and save it. And we'll just replace the existing one, that's fine. Once we're ready to start distribution of it, that means that it locks out the form so people can't change it. You can click on Distribute, and it gives us some options. I'm going to go and just use the straight manual way. I want to manually collect email responses in my email box. Hit next, and save a local copy and edit it later. Notice it adds in an underscore distributed to the file name. That's so then it lets you know that this is the one that's to be distributed out. Hit next. The first time you enter this, it'll go on ahead and save it into the system. So we can say blah@blah.com. And fill out the name and title and organization if you want. And hit next and finish. Now then it says it's been successfully distributed. Responses will be combined into a single file. You can do that if you want. We're not going into that part. This is just strictly for a straight PDF copy of an email.